Good morning. Happy Self-Care Sunday. This is number 8. I actually put the wrong thing in the title. It's actually number 8. So, how did y'all do last week? And as we know, last week we actually we stretched, and that was the topic. Let me turn this off, y'all, on snooze. Actually, last week we actually stretched. Did you stretch? Did you stretch? Did you stretch? Y'all know I'm on 2 different platforms, so you're gonna see me looking and shifting side to side. So I stretched. I really, really stretched. And I started my days off walking, or either I ended my days walking and I stretched. I'm not a TV buff, so I didn't look at TV and do it, but as I was looking at hair videos, I did stretch in between my hair videos. So just summing up last week, and I can't see your comments, so I'm just actually doing that as a way to not be distracted. I know part of my self care was I would get distracted like so much and I'll jump off topic. I want to keep this time with you all in this space very compact because it doesn't really take a lot for us to work on ourselves. It doesn't take a lot for us to just do to build one brick at a time and improve the things that we need to improve within ourselves. So last week I'll just give you all a little, I guess, feedback on my week last week. I had an excellent week last week. I'm thankful to God for the week that I had last week. But the highlight of my week last week was I went to Empire Beauty School, and as I'm educating or teaching anyone, and a lot of times before I do any teaching, I pray to God, just create the atmosphere that is real, that's true, that's generic, and that is authentic. So as I preached last week, I found myself talking a lot about the things that we have discussed in this self-care platform or in this community. Um, and some of the feedback I did get back from ladies was to start paying attention to themselves and listening to themselves and just doing just a little extra thing for themselves, such as small self-care. So my highlight of last week was one of the girls. She actually messaged me and she texted me, and then she also posted it on Instagram, and she said, Miss Cece, thank you for just telling us to look good for yourself and not looking good for other people. So, eat mindfully would be the space that I was in that week, and giving myself a flower would be the week that I really digested to look good for myself and not other people. And as you all know, knowing your love language, because this time when I go back into talk to them, I'm going to incorporate this love language for themselves into hair and the education, because y'all know that the beauty world is not just about the way you look. It's all about the way that you feel, and then also the vibrations that you give to other people. um, I feel that I'm successful behind the chair because I care about the hair integrity. I feel that I'm successful is because I treat people the way I like to be treated. And I guess I would probably say that is honesty. I feel that I'm successful behind the chair um, because I take it as a business and not just doing a person's hair. So all of that goes into self-care for me, and what it is that I do. Worked in corporate America before, didn't know how to align and compartmentalize these things, but compartmentalizing these things for myself, it actually sends me on my day to day in a better place. So, just wanted to highlight this week for you all. And remember, this is a safe place. This is a community, and we're all just trying to have better self care with ourselves. So, on my notes for this week, y'all, I listen to music. I am doing my crossword puzzles, and I'm just collaborating everything that we're going through in this community. Um, I'm incorporating it daily in my life because I understand and I truly believe that in doing these things, I never forget to take care of myself. I take my hour a day for Cece. And I know that was something I've never done. I've always did, and did whatever I needed to do. Um, and if I got a chance to take care of me, then I took care of me last. But think about it. At the end of the race, you're tired, you're lethargic, you're all, pressed out. So in this space, I know taking care of me and intentionally taking care of me and compartmentalizing my schedule and taking care of myself, it's a great place to be in incorporating me when I do my planning as far as my schedule day to day. So when I take care of myself, I'm still vibrant, I'm still excited, I'm still joyful, I'm not lethargic. So taking care of yourself is really where we have to do a job and do a corrective job of taking care of ourselves. So let's get down to the meat and potatoes of this week, this upcoming week. It's all about, it's still about just you. It's all about you. Although in this space, I am not talking about consistently week after week what we've already discussed. Those things are actually they're in the community, and I'll keep those up for you to be able to um, go back and reflect on those things, and then to have them in that community so you can go in and make sure that you're aligning yourself day to day. The goal is not to just do this one thing this week and forget about the things that we've done the previous week, because again, it's all a part of self-care. The goal is to take each one of those bricks that we're building our temples, our houses within ourselves, and we're doing it intentionally. As we build brick by brick, week by week, then the goal is to continue to do it so that you have your platform and your temple, and it's a solid foundation. Yourself, you want to be solid. So this week, y'all, and I told y'all, I'm not going to have this space to where I'm in here just talking and rambling. Y'all, I got my notes and I'm staying on point. This week, you're going to compliment yourself. You're going to compliment yourself. You're going to compliment yourself. And just imagine if you were your best friend. Like, so, Cece is Cece's best friend. And it's so funny just in growing up. I remember just being a little girl and having a diary. I remember just being a little girl and always having imaginary friends. I remember as a little girl, my imagination was really, really like off the charts. But as I became an adult, my imagination is not as solid as it used to be. So in this self-care space, it's so funny because every time I look at these different things that we're building brick by brick, well, I guess I'll say titles that we're building brick by brick each week. When I look at these things, I always go through them. I think through each one of them. And when it said this week is to compliment yourself. Imagine if you were your best friend. So imagine if Cece was Cece's best friend. Spend a few moments and spend a few minutes looking at yourself in the mirror and let the compliments just fly. I'll tell y'all one of my struggles. I've always been a thick chick. And have done diet after diet after diet, but not realizing that it was my eating habits. I love sweets. I love sweets. Oh, you give me some sweets, and I am taking it. I'm taking it. I'm eating it. I'm gonna eat it all until I get tired of eating it. So in looking at what it was that really held me back, it was because I work out, but I always wanted to like be the size that I was, like pretty much in high school. And I wouldn't compliment myself on a lot of things, like on the small wins. And in self-care space, I have learned to compliment myself in the small wins. And just doing things intentionally with the unintentions to compliment myself so much that I feel like I've hit the milestone and I didn't have another milestone to go, if that makes sense to anyone. So in this space here and in this upcoming week, y'all, the goal is to compliment yourself and look in the mirror when you do it. You know, we can all turn our heads and compliment ourselves if we are not looking in the mirror. When you look in the mirror, me, for myself, it's sometimes a place of, ooh, girl, what you doing? Or is, yikes. Or is, ooh, this do look good. So in this place and in this space this week, you're going to compliment yourself. Okay? God has placed each and every last one of us on this face of this earth with a special gift, a special talent, a uniqueness. So identify where your uniqueness is and don't beat yourself up over it, because we all have something special within us that God has given us. Now, when I read this and it read to look in the mirror and do it, that's why I felt like, ooh, that may be a little different. But you're going to compliment yourself and you're going to look yourself in the mirror. And don't do it while you're brushing your teeth. No. Take out a specific time of each day and look at yourself in the mirror. I am going to look at myself in a full mirror. I'm not just looking at face. I'm looking at the full mirror, and I'm going to compliment myself each day. Now, with me complimenting myself each day, y'all, and this is just the way that I have to build my own bricks within my self-temple, is because I feel like I'm constantly working on how to get better at hair. I'm constantly working on how to be a better person. So I gotta now constantly work on how to love CC and to be a better CC. So when I look at this mirror, I'm looking in a long mirror. I'm looking at everything. I'll be very real with you all. I have been in a place where I wanted to go get some surgery. Yeah, I did. And I don't even know if I should be telling y'all this, but I feel like this is a safe place. But I'm gonna be honest, I wanted to go get surgery. Because social media will distract you so much, I wanted to do what everybody else was doing, right? So I had discussed it with my family on numerous occasions, and my children like, Mama, you're not doing it. You're not a pain freak. Like, and I'm like, yes, I am. I'm gonna do it. One day, y'all, it came over me, and I'm like, you know what? I'm doing it. Forget what everybody else say. I'm just gonna do it, and I'm gonna go through the pain. Y'all, let me tell you, in my time of prayer the very next morning, and y'all, I go into prayer early in the morning. It's almost like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. When I went into my prayer space that morning, one of the things that I read was, God placed you here uniquely. And this is how God has placed you. So, pretty much live in it. It's not coming directly from the Bible, but I read a lot of Christian books, and it was just so funny. And if you want to know the book I read, it was Discipleship. And I'll post it so you all can see it. But I read this book because I'm actually trying to be a better disciple in the world, just for the sake of doing God's will and living intentionally in God's will. So when I read that the next day, now mind you, this last conversation that I had with my family, they were like, okay, she gonna do it for real this time. Like, she's super excited. Y'all, I done set up consultations and dates, but when I read that and it manifested into my mind, no, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it. So when I tie all of that together and it tells me this week here to compliment myself, I'm complimenting myself on, first, God has given me another opportunity to wake up today. God has given me the same 24 hours each person has in a day. Also, God has also allowed me to go through this journey in this community with you all and to eat mindfully. So if He equipped me with all of this, then guess what? You're not going to do it quick, and you're not going to do it fast. You're going to do it mindfully. You're going to do this thing without all of that, because y'all, I'll make y'all laugh. I say this all the time in the salon. If I go and get my body work done, and I configure my body according to the way I want to configure my body, like a lot of people have their bodies. If I get to heaven and God swoosh me away and say, I don't know you, you're not my child because this is not how I designed you, I'm going to literally lose my mind. Look, y'all. So I think that deep. I really, really do think that deep. So within this week, and just stretching last week, y'all, it held me accountable. Prior week, just doing a puzzle to run my brain and to exercise my brain. It forces me to exercise. I'm a technology queen. I'll let the Apple iPhone, the MacBook, I'll let my technology configure everything for me. But um, in these different things that we're going through, eating mindfully, exercising my brain, spending time with people that I love, and I'm just going through. These are the things that I'm doing because I'm not just doing these things week to week and forgetting about them. No, I'm incorporating them and I'm compartmentalizing them in my week to week to where I'm doing a collaboration of all of them in the course of my days and in my weeks. So even with doing so, y'all, I'm not going to do any surgery. I just decided then, the one thing that I've always missed with diets, I'll go through that duration and that time and I'll stop. And I'll go back to doing the things where I wasn't eating mindfully. I wasn't making myself make sure I had meals when I'm at work. I wasn't making sure that I was doing these things consistently. So if I can do it for hair, I can do it for Cece. If I can do it to be a better person, then I got to do it for me. So this week here, y'all, we're going to compliment ourselves in the mirror and look at yourself while you're doing it. Don't just compliment yourself off of one picture. That's a standing picture. That may be in that right angle. Look at yourself in a mirror. Because I trick myself like that sometimes too with pictures. But that's that right angle. And I'm like, oh, girl, you cute, you did that. A girl, your little exercising and running and doing that, it made a difference. But I'm looking at that one angle. So now, y'all, I'm doing a roundabout in the mirror. I am. That's part of my week coming up. And it's going to be a part of my journey. But I'm going to compliment myself. Now, if I have to compliment myself and find the smallest things, man, please, I'm going to really go into overhaul with compliment myself. And when I do it, I'm writing it down. I am going to write it down. So this week, compliment yourself. Compliment yourself. I don't want to hear what other people have to say. Compliment yourself. And with complimenting yourself, I know me. I don't feel like I look good if I don't do something to myself as like a small enhancement, such as just getting up in the morning and combing my hair. So I'm going to do it. I invite you to do it with me. And remember, I have 3 minutes. I want to join you all, and I want you all to join me. And I want us to do something as a group. Whether it be just walking the belt line, whether it be just riding bicycles, and I'm just waiting on that time and that space for the date to be announced. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I'm listening to my inner, and I'm listening to God to tell me when. So just be mindful. There is going to be a date that's going to come out. You do not have to do this if you don't feel comfortable. But I want to have a Selfcare Sunday chat in person. I know we're still in COVID. But one of the things that I have made as something that I do on Sundays is I go to the Beltline. And I enjoy it. I get outside and I walk. It's not cold anymore. It's great weather. So I invite you all to do this with me as I invite you all into this space with me. And I know everybody can't listen when I'm live. I'm just doing a thing, and it's a theory. I want us as females to be on a place this earth and feel comfortable with where we are. Because so many things that we're doing in this world today, y'all, when you go back and evaluate all the things we're doing, some of us are not comfortable. Some of us are not happy. And I want us to be happy because, again, we are a blessing. And we all have a blessing to share. We all have special gifts and special talents, and we need to share them with each other. We have to be transparent with each other, and we have to be honest with each other. That was one of the things I struggled with for a long time. I would put things on the back, or either I would keep things closed in. Social media is to be social, and we are on a social platform. I have learned to speak your truth. So if you notice, I don't even write these things down because I just want to come from the heart, and I want to be authentic, and I want to be real. So happy Sunday self-care. Continue to come on this journey with me. I know last week we had someone to put in the community, hey, I need you this week. So this is an accountability space for me. This is a transparency place for me. And this is a place for me to share the things that I go through in hopes that it may spark something into you, whether you share it or not, or it starts to turn the wheels in you to start being comfortable enough to share these things. If we hold things in, we never get an opportunity to get, I guess I would say, we never get an opportunity for others to share things that they go through with us, to realize, y'all, we're all going through some of the same things. The only difference is we don't share it and others do. Those who do share, they typically get help or get advice, and that starts to change the trajectory of things. So stop holding it in, stop bottling it up, because our years prior growing up, we all had some form of struggle. Or if you had some peaches and cream all your life, sis, share it with me, teach it to me, because my life was not peaches and cream. All right, so I am just getting ready to log off. We're at 20 minutes and 42 seconds, and I definitely want to make sure I came and spent this time with you all today. It starts my Sundays. I'm in midstream. So I love you. I love you. I love me. I want you to love you. I want you to compliment yourself this week. Stand in the full mirror. Don't cheat yourself. Okay? Because y'all know some of us, we look from this part up. I want you to look at the entire you and compliment yourself this week. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all next Sunday.